All right. Hey there, RMPs. It is Wednesday, so we are going to jump into our RMP call for today, and we are talking about monthly audits. Yet again, great news. This is the last one. Part 3, we're going to go through the last of the section. So, again, when and why do I complete the monthly audits? You complete it monthly, just like it says. Every facility has to complete it monthly. All of the audits need to be done in G-SHRMIS, so no paper copies of your audits. If you're still doing it on paper, again, please, please, please discontinue doing it on paper. You can print it on paper, do it on paper, but then it has to be entered into G-SHRMIS. No more only paper audits. The monthly audit, we're checking our daily and our weekly. That's actually in our section today. And then figure out who is going to be doing this audit on the regular, and then who's their backup, who's covering when they're on vacation, who's covering when they're sick, who's covering when they're out on leave, whatever the situation might be. Who else in your building is going to understand this audit so that it can be completed? Again, your monthly audit is found in G-SHRMIS. It is right here in your dashboard space, the green monthly button. We're going to click right on that. We're going to jump into section E. So section E is essentially your responder DOKs. So you're going to be asking them, essentially doing what the gray box here is telling us to do. We're going to be observing a responder while they're doing a damage, and then asking them these questions. You know, how do you process aerosol cans? What do you have access to your own ETT? That's a big one right now. We are finding a lot of folks when my health and safety partners are coming into your building and saying, hey, sign into ETT for me. Oh, I don't have ETT access. What? How do you not have ETT access? So please, please, please verify that those responders, especially now that we are no longer doing their DOKs with them, we need to make sure that those responders actually, since we're no longer doing their hypotheticals with them, we need to make sure that they've got that ETT access. And then you're going to click either OK or not OK. And then put in the names of 1 or 2 responders. If you only have one responder on your preload that's processing damages, put their name in both boxes because you have to put a name in both boxes. The next section, the next question in section E is if you have someone who is full-time management that is completing this audit, so you have a full-time manager completing this audit as an RMP, and you have RMPs in your building that process damages. So I'm an RMP, I solidify damages because maybe we don't have a responder on the preload. So I'm the one who is taking care of it while we're waiting to get another responder trained. So then the full-time management person would be observing you, essentially doing the same things. And then there's some other questions in here like, what are your responsibilities according to your JBA? Train, monitor, review forms and paperwork, maintain, audit, oversee salvage drums, and communicate. Track mom. We've talked about it before. I guarantee we'll talk about it again on this call. So just be aware of those. If you're full-time management conducting this audit, make sure you're talking to a responder and then putting the RMP's name in there. And again, if it's the same RMP, you don't have 2 of them, you just got 1, put their name in there twice. So section F, oversight and accountability. Question 1, you're going to go into G-SHRMIS, your dashboard's base, then you're going to go to that green E-Audits Overview button, and then that's going to bring up all of the audits for your facility. So you can go in and look, are my weeklies being completed weekly? Did last month's get completed in the time frame that it needed to be? That one's a super easy one. Do you have 4 weekly audits that are done? Make sure that they're accurate. Do you have a monthly from last month? Make sure it's accurate. Then question 2, have all the caps from last month's audit been completed? Have we gone in? Have we done whatever needed to be done? Number 1. Number 2, did the business manager go in and sign it off? That's it. That's all you got to do. And then F3 is a little bit more intense, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I've got it, and I see that my little picture here is covering up the instructions on how to do it. I'm going to drag my internet over here, and we'll just kind of go through it, how to input this information or how to look up this information. So first, we're going to sign into LMS. We're going to navigate to this main page here. Then we are going to choose reports, summary reports, GEMS training summary. We're going to click on that. And then we are looking for RCRA training, which is 1158. So we're going to type 1158 and hit search. And then we're going to click on this blue text right here that tells us that this is the RCRA training roster. And then we're going to need to drill down to our region. So we are West region, drill down to our district, which is Northern Plains. Then we're going to click this one on the bottom, operations, because that's what we are. We're operations. Then we're going to click regular package center. And then these are all alphabetical. So you can click on any of these and see, let's just click on Virginia because it's right here. So in Virginia, it looks like we have all of these folks that are trained, but it looks like we've got some that, let's see, that one's a year, that one's within the year. These all look like they're within a year. Yes, they are. Yep, these are all within a year. It looks like Ryan's got his coming right up, but Virginia, it looks like you're good on your RCRA training. So I just answered that question in your audit for you. You can go in and mark that one as okay. But that's how we check it. You go into LMS and you go through that whole thing. This is on YouTube. So stop, rewind it, go through it again. Watch me how I get into that and practice it. Practice getting into there. And soon you'll be able to do it just like I am, super quick. So that's how we check to make sure that our RCRA training is updated. The training is due annually. And if everybody, just like in Virginia, is up to date, done annually, then we are going to click OK for that one. All right, section F. I'm going to move myself back over here. Section F, your operations manager is your business manager. Operations supervisor who's responsible is any full-time soup that has direct supervision over an RMP or a responder. So it might be an on-road, it might be a full-time preload soup, it might be, you know, if you've got a full-time hub soup, wherever you are, any full-time soup with direct supervision of RMPs and responders. If you do not have any full-time soups in your building other than your business manager, which you should have an on-road if you're in a small building, and then that would just be your on-roads. But if you don't have any, just type none. Same thing, responsible management person, that needs to be all of the RMPs in your building. And then designated responder needs to be all of the responders in your building. I know we do have just a handful of buildings that don't have any responders. So again, that box has to have something in it. Just type none. Type the word none. It doesn't, we don't like populate their names in anything or anything in those boxes. You're just typing it in there. So just first responder's name, comma, next responder's name, comma, next responder's name, comma, however many you've got. We don't need to populate a name and we don't need an employee number. We just need their name in there. Section G. This one, I think they're fairly self-explanatory. Do you have a fire extinguisher visible and within 75 feet? So you need to be standing inside of your DMP and be able to see wherever that fire extinguisher is, and it needs to be within 75 feet. G2, eye wash station. Can you get to your eye wash station within 10 seconds and there's nothing obstructing you from walking from the DMP directly to your eye wash station? There should be no obstructions between your DMP processing area and your eyewash station. You should be able to walk straight there because you know what? If you need the eyewash station, you're not going to be able to see anything. So we need to have it be unobstructed, nothing in the way. G3, no smoking sign. Do you have a no smoking sign in your processing area and your storage area? If not, they're like $7 on Coupa. Go get one ordered. And G4, do you have the required sections of the hazardous waste contingency plan posted? If you are a very small quantity generator, which is most of you, this question is NA. You do not have a hazardous waste contingency plan. So G4 is NA if you are a very small quantity generator. If you're a small quantity generator, so that would be kind of my little bit bigger buildings, you do have to have a hazardous waste contingency plan. It does need to be posted down in your DMP on your cork board, on your bulletin board, whatever. And it also needs to be in your GURP book, a copy of it in your GURP book. So if you do not have those and you're a small quantity generator, you need to get with your environmental coordinator. Environmental coordinators are the ones who create and write the hazardous waste contingency plans. So get with your environmental person and say, hey, I don't have a copy of our hazardous waste contingency plan. Can you send me one? And I'm sure they'll be like, absolutely, and you'll have it within 5 minutes. So go in there. If you are a small quantity, make sure that you've got it. If you're a very small quantity generator, mark it NA. You're good to go. All right, section H, storage area. This is the last section. Yay. So full container confirmations in your packing list envelope and taped to the side of your full container. So what you're going to do is actually physically go down to your DMP again. We are going to check and make sure that we have this signed, notice the signature, that we have the signed full container report in a waybill pouch stuck right on the side of that bucket. And it needs to be underneath your either non-regulated or hazardous waste sticker. Then you're going to grab a quarter to half of your files and go audit your full containers. So grab roughly a quarter to half of your files, take those files and go to your buckets or your full barrels and pull out that container label information page, and you're going to look at it and you're going to say, okay, yeah, so we've got the correct hazardous waste label. This one I believe was a corrosive over here. Okay, yep, we've got the correct permanent and the correct temporary. Yep, we've got the correct container ID. Yep, I've got a full container report on there. Then you're going to look at this little section right here, and you're going to verify that your full container, or excuse me, your container label information exactly, it has to be exact, exactly matches what is on this little piece right here that we cut out. So we're just verifying that yes, the file has the correct information. Yes, the bucket, the barrel, whatever has the correct information on it. So like I said, about a half, maybe a quarter of your files. And then once you audit that file, go ahead and initial it down in the corner on the front of the file folder, or just write audited and write the date. Then next month, you know, that one's already been audited. I'm going to pick a different one to audit this month. Just again, communication, communication, communication. And hey, guess what? You're done. Hit your complete response and wipe your hands of the monthly audit until next month when we have to do it again. Again, caps, we got to complete them before the manager can sign off on this audit. So in your deficiency section, what went wrong? Why didn't we mark okay? Your root cause, why did it go wrong? What do we need to fix? You know, is again, preloader Joe Schmo, he's always a problem. Preloader Joe Schmo isn't doing something that he should be doing. Why? Why isn't he doing it? Maybe it's lack of training. Maybe it's because he's lazy and he doesn't want to do it. whatever the situation is. And then you're going to put your corrective action in there. Your correction action is going to be, how are we going to correct it? We're going to train Joe Schmo. And then your user needs to be your business manager. They are ultimately the one who has to sign off and complete this audit. So we're going to put our business manager's name in there as the person that we are assigned to. All right, we went through that one pretty quick, a little over 15 minutes. So go ahead, get your attendance recorded. You know what? You can't record it with my face in your way. So get your attendance recorded, scan the QR code. You can also click on the link that got emailed in the deck to you to record your attendance. Reach out if you have any questions. If you are not certain when you are completing this monthly audit, get on that phone. Give me a call. Give your health and safety soup a call. Give your environmental coordinator a call. They are all very, very knowledgeable about these monthly audits, even more so than I am. So give them a call. Reach out. We want to help you. We want you to do this audit correctly. We want everything to be A-okay with it. And we just want to help you guys. We want you to be successful. We want you as RMPs to think that this is easy breezy. So go out there, get your monthly audits done. We are last day of the month today, 7/31. So is your monthly audit done? And also, please go get your hypo done. Just go do it. We got to do our hypos. So until next time, thank you all for paying attention. I really appreciate you being here. We'll see you next week.